Hi, this is Sabrina here, and today I'm just going to take you through a quick 20-minute workout on the reformer. We are on the balanced body reformer, so if you have a different one that might adjust the spring slightly differently, but I will kind of cue it regards to this one we have right here. Our theme for class today is going to be push and pull. We're going to start on one red spring, and we will be using our box. So we are going to start on our hands and knees in an all fours position. Toes are just going to be slightly tucked underneath you. You're going to have those wrists right underneath your hands, and those knees are going to be underneath your hips. We're going to take a nice big inhale. You're going to exhale, pressing yourself away, pushing away from that foot bar, and then you're going to drop those hips down into that little modified plank, and then bring that whole form right back in. We're gonna take that away. Again, we're gonna take ourselves away again. You press your arms away, and then you're gonna let those hips drop slightly, and then with control, exhale as you push down into that foot bar and draw yourself back up. This next time, we're gonna push away, and you're gonna come into that modified plank. We're gonna find some little Pilates tricep push-ups. So those elbows are gonna glide in towards your rib cage, and then exhale, pushing away. Again, finding that nice core engagement, working into those triceps, drawing our legs in, slight engagement through those glutes. You got 3 more here. Good, taking this nice and slow and controlled. Last 2. And our last one. Good, and then bringing ourselves all the way in. Nice and controlled. Good. Come on off of those wrists, give them a little shake out. We're gonna take this into some single arm work. So you're gonna have that right hand is gonna come off. It's gonna point directly down to that wooden platform. You're gonna come into that modified plank. We're gonna do some knees drawing in. So as your knees come in, you're gonna just bend that right elbow in towards your side and then extend it with those knees. So knees and elbows are pushing in and out. Push and pull, here we go. You got 4 more. You're gonna keep those legs going in 3, 2, keep those legs, those knees away in 1. Now that right arm is gonna open out to the side. As it comes in, the arm drops down. Extend it all out, bring it all in. Exhale, extend, and return. Exhale out, and return. We got 3 more. For 2. Last one. Good, bring that arm on. Give those arms a little shake out. Let's take it with the other arm. That left arm goes forward. You draw them in and out. Exhale. Try to soften through those rib cage. Feel nice and engaged through those low abs. Pushing out of that right shoulder, not letting it lift up. 2 more. Last one. Arm extends out and it lowers and lifts. Try to keep that square from shoulders to hips. All stay in one line. 3 more. For 2. And your last one. Bring that arm up and bring yourself in. All right, a little stretch out of those arms behind you. And we are gonna come onto our box. So that was a lot of pushing. We're gonna continue on. I'm just taking a journey down onto my box. I'm gonna switch actually to one blue. If you would like, you can stay on that one red, just depending on how you're feeling. My upper body doesn't tend to be the strongest, so I am working on it. Most important is that whatever you're doing, it challenges you, but you're able to still maintain with that correct form. All right, so right arm, you're gonna have wrist over shoulder, left hand comes onto that shoulder pad. You're gonna take a nice big inhale, you're gonna exhale, push that left arm away and return. So as we're pushing away, we're trying to keep our box nice and still. So your shoulders and hips should be more or less unaffected by this as you're just pushing yourself away. We got 3 more here. Exhaling as it pushes away, controlling in for 2. Last one. Good. You're gonna press yourself away, bring it in halfway. You're gonna transfer that weight into your left knee, and that right leg is gonna extend out behind you. Now that left arm is going out. So everything's gonna come in now, and exhale, everything goes away. Point through those toes just to find energy through your legs. As that right leg is extending out behind you, can you keep that right hip point down? 3 more. For 2, you're gonna bring that arm in halfway. On this next one, we're gonna finish off with some push-ups. Those arms are gonna come down. Exhale, push yourself up. Bring those elbows back into your side just like you did before. 2 more. Last one. Good. Bring that leg down and come on off of those wrists for a moment. Nice little shake out. All right, we're gonna sweep our feet around so that we are sitting on our butt, still facing our pulleys. This time we're gonna do a little bit of core work, still pushing. You're gonna lay yourself onto that box. You're gonna rotate yourself diagonally towards your carriage, and that left heel is gonna come on to your shoulder pad. Hands clasped behind your head, and we're gonna start just pressing that leg away and return. So kind of depending on your height, you might need to adjust yourself slightly. Just pushing and returning. Okay, we are gonna start to add on here. This is your space. You can always come back to this as we progress this exercise. All right, so as we press out, then the opposite leg is gonna extend. So you're kind of finding that opposite push. Try to maintain nice and even with those hips. 4 more. Last 2. We're not done. We're gonna start to add in our left elbow to right knee. A little across the body. Try to lift up slightly through that left shoulder blade if you can. 4 more. For 3. 2. Last one. Good, and relaxing in. Woo. All right, a little shake out of those arms. You're gonna stand yourself up nice and gently. We're gonna take that box, place it on long box style, and then we're gonna switch, we're gonna put on a red. So you're 1 red, 1 blue, just depending on what you did that last series on. All righty, we're gonna sit on those bucks. Let those feet just pop right in front of you. We are gonna take both of the straps off. This is quite heavy, but what we'll be doing should be somewhat manageable. Nice and tall, up on your sit bones. You're gonna start to bring 1 elbow into the side at a time. So you're letting that elbow kind of glide along your rib cage and extend out. More range of motion, just find yourself up a little bit higher on those pulleys. Try to feel that the shoulder blade is reaching in towards the spine and then releasing back. And release. Exhale as you pull and extend. Good. 4 more here. Good. We're gonna start to add in some rotation, right? So every time you're pulling, you rotate towards that arm that is gliding in and out. Feel that twist really coming nice and tall and long through the spine, not crunching in towards your side. We got 4 more. Keep that elbow in. I could see mine starting to pop out to the side. Last 2. Last 1 each side. All right, good. You're gonna come into those short loops or long loops, and we're just gonna do some straight arm press back. So pulling back and return. These are small because it's really heavy, but I want you to find that connection, not only through the shoulders, but into the back. Exhale as it goes back and return. Use your core to stabilize you. Find that connection to your back. Really try to hone in on it. 4 more. Last 2. Last 1. Good, and then take a little stretch out, bend on opposition of the back. I'm gonna go into the long loops. Last thing we're gonna do in this position, then we'll do that other side. I'm gonna come into some tricep work. This is gonna be small because it's quite heavy. You're gonna just extend those arms behind you and then bending those elbows in. Exhale and return. Feel that pelvic floor lift to help that engagement of the core start low, low, low in your abdominals, and then transfers up even more into that back. Breathe. Exhale out and return. 3 more. Last one. Good, and relax. Good, okay. Our back is feeling nice and engaged. Pop off to that opposite side and then bring your box along with you. All right, I'm taking my red off. Back onto that blue. Do whatever you did on the other side. We're gonna work nice and evenly. Let's just take a little cat-cow to kind of reset ourselves here for a minute. Okay, and we're back into center. We have that right hand is coming onto that shoulder block. Ready? Nice big inhale. Exhale, you press away and return. Just finding that isolation of that right arm pressing and returning without the shoulder extending out. So no and yes. This is gonna feel less if you are really pushing that shoulder out in front of you. Good, we've got 3 more. For 2. Good, last one, you go out in halfway, slight tension. Transfer that weight into your inside leg, extend the other leg out behind you. Extend the right arm all the way, and then everything's gonna draw in. Exhale, extend. Everything comes in and out. Try not to sweep off onto that hip closest to the carriage. 3 more. For 2. Last one, you go out in halfway, a little tricep push-up. Good, you got this. 2 more. Last one. Okay, and relax. Woo. Good, shake those arms and wrists out a little bit, and we go into that core work. So we let those feet come in front of us. We come in diagonally facing our carriage. Right heel is gonna go on to that shoulder block. Hands come behind the head. Nice big inhale, exhale, you're pressing that leg away. And return. Good. Feel the length through the abs as you're pressing away. And then returning yourself back. Let's start to add in that opposition. So now we're gonna have the left leg extend when the right leg bends. And return. Good, you got 4 more. Last 2. Let's start to add in those rotations. That's the last piece to the puzzle. 4 more. For 3. 2. Last one. Good, and relax. Awesome. Okay, last little bit of work. We're staying on our 1 blue. We're gonna take our box. Our last pull. All right, we are coming onto all 4s. Bring your hands onto your white rails. Now would be a good time if you have sticky pads, if your hands are feeling a little slippery, that's totally fine. Those arms are gonna come low. You're gonna drop those hips down so you're in that modified plank position. We're gonna pull ourselves forward with our knees. Pull the knees in, slow release out. Exhale, draw the knees in. Inhale, release. Slow and controlled. Good. 4 more. The slow out is the hardest part here. For 3, feel those low abs working. Lats are stabilizing you. Last one. Good. And coming up. Bring those hands behind you. Take a nice stretch through the front of the body. All right. Last thing, we're gonna just pull with our lats. So that was more knees. Let's just pull. Ready? Here we go. Exhale, pulling with your lats. So that side of the body is doing the work, not the legs. Slow release. Exhale. And control. We got this. 3 more. Here we go. Last 2. Last one. Good. And returning back. Good. Bring yourself off. We're just gonna return this box off to the side here. And we'll just take a little stretch. You can keep that blue or switch out to a red. Just pushing out, feeling a nice stretch. And then drawing that leg back in. And again, exhale, find that big extension. Slow return in. 2 more. Last one. Good, and then just take this to the other side. Pressing yourself out, controlling back. Feel that nice stretch through the front of that hip. Keep that knee down. 2 more. Good. All right, well, thanks so much for joining me for that quick little push and pull reformer workout. Hope to see you again soon.